Welcome, Aquarius, to your love reading for October 1st to the 7th of 2018. So let's look into what's going on with you and your love interest or current partner. So let's see what's going on. So mutual, person towards you, your response, advice, outcome. Potential delays. Some of you are disconnecting from somebody. Both of you might feel like it's the end. You don't really want to hug. You don't want to really be associated with a particular person or scenario any longer. So I feel like a lot of you might just step away, do something else, and disconnect from something that you might enjoy a bit more. All right. Now, the person coming towards you is the fact that they're not opening up. They might not be talking to you. They might not be telling the truth, and you might be tired of it, and you're not sure whether or not to trust them. If they're shutting you down, you have no other choice but to disconnect from that particular person. You might be around somebody that you have moved on from, even in the same vicinity of that person, but you don't talk to them or her or him. It just depends. So I feel like that person is not taking the initiative to talk, or that's what potentially needs to happen, where both of you might not really be it could be boundaries up, because you could be moving on to a newer love interest or vice versa, that kind of thing. So you might use that as something that helps you to disconnect from someone. All right, now what is your response? So it seems like for some of you, you might have an issue with completely moving forward or disconnecting from somebody, and the reasons why somebody might be not opening up a topic or not talking to you, you feel like it's all their fault, and sometimes you might not take responsibility for what you've done, what you've said, the reasons why this particular situation has come about. So you might stay with a marriage where you might need to go through a divorce, but you don't go through with it. You might need to be patient with somebody, but you don't really want to let them back in. If you feel like you have to be the one to walk away, you're saying, well, hey, I'm gonna walk away, and it's gonna be the last person that walks away, because you're not gonna be there to walk away from me. That's how you might feel for some of you out there. So I feel like that might be an issue for some of you. Have not going through with your complete divorce yet, so there still could be a hearing coming up or something like that you could be pondering doing. All right, now your advice. Legal or court matters. Some of you might be going through something very karmic, and that could be part of the issue why there could be communication blocks between you and someone else. Maybe because you or someone else were communicating with somebody not in the appropriate way. While two people may have been in a relationship or talking or something like that, karmically that might come back around to bite you in the butt, and then you have this separation between you and someone else until the energy is sifted, until you are able to explain the reasons why you've done that or the other person has done that, until some kind of truth has come out. So it's I feel like these things are coming through evaluation. So it just depends there. When justice is coming out, that means that if a certain person is going through that, they're going through their own karmic kind of issues, and they might not be letting you know what's going on with them. It depends on if someone has been manipulating you or not being honest. Trust me, the universe can have someone, I've seen it, sometimes they'll have people go through things and you don't get enjoyment out of it, but it's like at least that person is learning through not having when they're doing that to somebody, manipulating or not being honest. It has certain things happen. They can hurt themselves, or someone can kind of take something from them. Something can go wrong, something that they would like to go right. There's an obstacle that happens. So I feel like either way, on what side of the coin you might be on, I feel like just allow justice to go through in a way that it needs to, and try not to be so annoyed by circumstances of what they've done in the past or what they currently might be doing, because you never know what's going on behind the scenes. All right, and then we have the outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of you might just focus on work. I told Capricorn just as well, that's a choice that you could either make or something that you might naturally just gravitate towards because you feel like that's the most necessary thing right now. So instead of complicating the situation, you might feel like you have no other choice but to just give things time to settle down and for things to work out in the right way. So clarify the Eight of Cups for Aquarius. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups for Aquarius. Whoa. So some of you are removing yourself from someone either from your past as well, where you're just not wanting to accept them again. You're not wanting to open up to them because you feel like you might get hurt, or you feel like they are purposely disrespecting you or talking to somebody else. So it's like, if they're talking to someone else and you can't respond to me or open up or let me know what's going on, why should I connect with you or commit to you energetically or emotionally? So it's like you're taking your emotions and moving on. The little emotions that you might have, because you are an air sign. So when you do open up to somebody, you saying like, that's a big risk for me to take, so why take advantage of it? And if you're not going to accept that, then it's going to really take you to a corkscrew to open me up again. So I feel like they got to be careful. All right, so let's see I'm not doing the original spread. Let's do the Ace of Swords in reverse for Aquarius. So that person is again, it's two things. I feel that person that you're dealing with, they're still healing from a previous relationship or something that they're currently involved in, and you have to let it go because you can't force those things to move quicker than they need to. And also someone that you've had to disconnect from, you two aren't communicating because something has gone wrong in the breakup, divorce. You're just not communicating about those things, and I feel like just being patient right now for some. All right, and let's see, what if I justice? Let's look at justice for you. So it tells you that justice will be done, so to speak, right? If you were to disconnect, move on from something, you don't have to do what you don't feel like doing. If you don't feel like it's right, or you feel like you're not being treated right, or if you feel like you have to do something first in order for you to get to the next stage, that tells you that you're doing things in the right way. So both things could be going your way. It just depends on what you release and what you take your steps doing, right? So that's a very good thing. So let's see, messages for Aquarius. Even though there is disappointment this week, I feel like if you were to let go and try not to be so bogged down about the other person not communicating, it's a process that needs to happen, and you can get things that you want. All right, eventually. Messages for Aquarius. Ooh. Some of you, your legal matter or whatever you might be waiting on might be going right, and I feel for many of you, it says this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. That's the issue, where someone is getting over past heartbreak, or even guilt or something that they've done, and you're waiting for them to heal from it, and that person could be the one if you were to give them time. Others of you are disconnecting from somebody, and you may have thought that person was the one, but it may not have been the person that you thought they were. So now you are trying to heal, maybe find a different perspective of just closing the door, being able to move on, and allowing yourself some time to grieve, and forgiving your parents. It says healing family issues. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So they may have been involved in the ways that you have chosen your partner, or the way that you stick to certain things that you might not need to or should stick to when it comes to respect levels and how you're treated in love relationships. And then past life relationship, you have known each other before. So all of these cards came out at once, so I just kind of pulled them out. So it's, again, when you see justice and judgment in reverse, sometimes we go over or have certain cycles with a certain person or scenario over and over and over again, and the way that we respond to them, whether if it's really harsh, if we get into confrontation, if we cause somebody to suffer more than they actually need to, sometimes just our soul has a lot more say so than we actually know here on the physical plane. So sometimes we come through over and over again to kind of fix these things, to see if we can go about it in a different way, and that's the challenge. And I feel like the soul knows that we are infinite and immortal deep down. That's my intuitive knowledge, well, something I've been shown, but eventually a lot of people will come to realize these things. And while we're here, we can try to do our best to deal with the emotions that we have, and deal with the people that we are surrounded by, and don't accept something that you just don't feel that it's right for you, or the way that you might be treated, and just disconnect. All right, so try to take that advice. Lots of love to you, lots of light, tons of healing vibes. I wish you the best. You can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for you. Have a good one.